Hey guys, welcome back. So today it's officially June now, isn't it, by the time this video is going up? So I am here to talk to you guys today about some of my summer essential products. This isn't just beauty stuff. Like, to be honest, when it comes to summertime, outside of the videos that I film for YouTube, I don't tend to wear a lot of makeup. I tend to go very barefaced during the summer or extremely minimal makeup. So most of this is skincare, if we're gonna be honest here. So let's dive in and let's start with some of those skincare products, shall we? The first thing I have, and I think it's kind of a, you know, obvious thing that people wear all year round, but I feel like in summer, because of the heat and the sweating, it's like 5 times as more important to have deodorant. This is my current deodorant that I'm using right now. This is the Dove Dry Spray Go Fresh. This is an antiperspirant. It does last 48 hours. I've never tested it for 48 hours, but works really well for me, especially going in and out between my office and home. And I do live in a walk-up apartment now, so I do stairs, and there's no air conditioning in my staircase. So this stuff's really great. I love these. There's different scents, types, all that jazz. I like cucumbers, so I bought this guy. But the next thing I'm going to mention is something that should be fairly obvious. I mean, I feel like this video is going to start out with a lot of fairly obvious things and then get into the makeup. So if you guys want to skip all the skincare I'm mentioning first, then I will put the time down here, or it'll be in the description box, one or the other, letting you guys know what time to skip to. But let's talk SPF. Now, I'm a very fair person. I've got somewhat of a tan right now. Yeah, well, not over here, but I've got a nice V-neck tan from my golfing shirts. But I want to talk to you guys about SPF because I feel like summer is when people start to talk more about it, but summer is when people start to talk about SPF, but in reality, you should be wearing SPF year-round. It doesn't matter where you live. The sun is out. I'm hoping for most people, you know, a good majority of the year. So I just want to bring these guys into play. This is what I use on my face. This is Aveeno. This is the Protect and Hydrate lotion and sunscreen. I wear this because I am dry skinned most of the year. Summer I get a little bit more to normal, but just to prevent any dry patches that can happen from excess sweating during the summer, I use this guy. This is an SPF of 50. And it's sweat and water resistant for up to 80 minutes, so it's good for me if I'm playing, for example, I play 9 holes of golf every once in a while on the weekends. That usually lasts about 2 hours, give or take, so this usually lasts me all the way through a game. Or I mean, to be honest, I don't really go to the pool just because I don't like exposing my skin to the sun because I burn so freaking easily. Like, it's bad. So I also do body SPF. This is my current one. I tend to use the spray-ons. I like them better than the lotions, plus they're faster, and I can bring this with me when I golf. This is the Banana Boat Sun Comfort. It's, you know, it's designed to help with dry skin too, so I have really dry, my body in general is dry. My face can fluctuate to normal. My elbows are always dry. My arms are dry. My knees are dry. Everything's dry. This is good for day-to-day use. It's water resistant as well. Obviously, most SPF is. This also lasts for 80 minutes. So again, if you're at a pool or a beach, you got to reapply. But again, spray is super easy to do. So let's talk about what happens when you get a sunburn, because I can probably insert some pretty hilarious pictures of myself with some sunburns, but I don't think I will because I don't know if I still have them. I went to a football game with my dad in college when he came to visit for the weekend, and we didn't even stay the whole game. We were only there for one half of the football game. We left at halftime after the performance. We were just kind of like, we're gonna lose. I'm sorry, Indiana, you had a terrible football team that most of the time. So we get back inside and we went to eat lunch, and my dad goes, "Oh my God, you're red." So I had worn a tailgating tank top or whatever, and I had put on SPF. Like, I put on SPF before I went to the football game. I was outside for what, 2 hours, maybe 3, and I was neon red here, my whole face, my arms, my legs were okay because I had worn leggings. But it was bad. And my dad's like, "Okay, hold on. I'm gonna go to Target and I'm gonna go get you stuff. You should not go outside again right now. And so I sat inside in my room in my sorority house and waited for my dad to come back, and he brought me back a couple of different things, but this is the one that I've continuously repurchased. They do make also aloe gels, but this is also by Banana Boat, so it's the same company as my SPF that I use. This is their Moisturizing Aloe After Sun Lotion. I used this actually yesterday when I got home from golfing because I was so red and I was like, this can all be just flushed. So I went ahead and put this on. The idea behind this is most people, at least when I sunburn, what happens to me is I'm burned for weeks and, you know, weeks and weeks or whatever, how long it lasts, depending on how bad it is. And it fades into a tan. And then it's gone in about 3 days. So this also does kind of help preserve the tan so that once the burn fades, your tan's gonna last a little longer. At least it does for me. So instead of the usual 3 days, it's like 4 or 5. But not really. I mean, it's also really hydrating. It's great. It's moisturizing. It's not going to damage your skin. I feel like for me, the aloe gels can be a little too drying. So if you're someone who's really, really oily, maybe that's the better way to go. But if you're someone who's like me with a dry body skin, this guy's a great way to go. However, since I don't really tan, I tend to use things like this. This is the First Aid Beauty Slow Glow Gradual Self Tanning Moisturizer. Do not put this on your face. This is for your body. It's made with a whole bunch of things to help soothe and hydrate your skin while still tanning it. I used to use in high school and in college, there's Jergens makes a really nice one that I like as well. This just happens to be the one that I have right now. There's a whole bunch at the drugstore if you don't want to. Not that First Aid Beauty is really expensive, but you know, it's more expensive than some people can afford. But this is one I currently have. I don't like tanning beds. I am awful at self-tanners. Let's talk really quickly about hydrating your body before you do any of that. I have these guys, which I recently hauled. These have been in my shower. This is the Nivea In Shower Body Lotion. This is what I use, especially on the days when I work out in the morning and then I shower and I go to work. This is what I'll put on to save time so I don't have to wait for my body to dry and then put the moisturizer on and then wait for it to absorb and then put on my clothes. So this is what I use in the shower. That way when I dry off, I'm all moisturized, I'm ready to go, everything's good, and then I can just put on my clothes and get out the door. Days when I'm not showering, this is what I've been using as my body lotion, just because I do have a whole bunch of like body butters and body creams and stuff like that, like from Bath & Body Works and The Body Shop and Lush and things like that. And I wanted something that was not scented, that was really intense hydration, just because I had been really dry a few weeks back. And this is what I've been using. This is the Nivea Cocoa Butter Body Lotion. It's for dry to very dry skin. Both of these are. But these have just been really nice at hydrating my skin lately. I mean, it won't help my alligator elbows and knees, but it's doing a pretty good job. So on to beauty products, shall we? The first thing is an item I don't actually have because I'm out. My go-to summer foundation is not a foundation. I do have a foundation here to share with you guys, but I don't usually wear foundations out in the summer because they can clog my pores and then I'll break out. So I usually tend to wear tinted moisturizers, BB creams, that kind of thing. And my all-time holy grail tinted moisturizer is the NARS, what is it called? The NARS All Day Tinted, no, the NARS Tinted Moisturizer, and it's in the shade Terre Neuve, the very light shade, Light Zero. It's a little yellowy on me, but since I tend to get tan in the summer, it usually tends to be okay, it balances. But I love that stuff. It's fantastic. It gives me a sheer coverage so my freckles still come through. It kind of hides the redness, but I really like it. It's also a little bit buildable as well, but it's also moisturizing, and I think the SPF in that is 35. You should never skip the regular SPF. I've already mentioned my Aveeno one. Never skip regular SPF. It's great if the foundation has it in it, but you can't rely on a foundation SPF. You should also be putting on a regular SPF as well. In terms of the actual foundation, I tend to wear more lightweight ones. Today I'm wearing a mattifying foundation, but I'm testing this out. So things like this. This is the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea Water Foundation. This does have an SPF as well, SPF 15. This one's in the shade Porcelain. I also wear the shade Fair Beige, which I have to go pick that one up because that's my summer shade. This is my winter shade that I picked up. This stuff is really lightweight. It's a water-based formula, so it's not going to feel heavy clogging on your skin throughout the day in the summer, in the heat and the sun and blah. Something else to help with the oil. This is usually what I use in the summer before I put on those tinted moisturizers and BB creams. This is the Urban Decay B6. This is the old bottle. I know they've now got pretty green packaging. But down here it does have the redness reducing, pore minimizing, and oil absorbing. So for me it's really great to put under those lightweight foundations because it kind of helps subdue the redness so that the tinted moisturizer doesn't have as much to cover. And obviously oil absorbing is going to help with the sweat coming through your pores in the heat. When it comes to concealers in the summer, I tend to go with lightweight ones, ones that are, you know, not full coverage. They're medium buildable coverage or very light coverage, just because I don't need the fullest of full coverage, but I'm not wearing a very full coverage foundation to go with it. So I kind of have three that I tend to use in the summer, and it's these guys. They're obviously varying shades here. The first one I have is the Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer. This one's in the shade Fair Neutral, which does work for me in the summer, but I do also have Light Neutral as well, for a little bit darker if needed on my face. I have the Sephora Bright Future Gel Serum Concealer. This one's in the shade 01 Bavarian Cream. This is definitely one that goes under my eyes, and this is definitely when I don't have my tan during the summer. It's a little light to be using with this foundation today. And the last one I have, which is kind of the in-between shades of the other two, but I do have another shade of this that's a little pinkier as well. This is the Too Faced Born This Way Concealer. Nice, lightweight, hydrating, very dewy looking, which makes it pair really nicely with those tinted moisturizers, because I feel like trying to use, say, like the Tarte Shape Tape next to a tinted moisturizer, while it may be great at covering things, that's great, I feel like the mateness of the concealer stands out against those lightweight foundations, so you gotta be very careful balancing that, which is why I tend to go with these more brightening, radiant, hydrating concealers over full coverage mattifying. When it comes to brows in the summer, I don't really fill my brows unless I'm filming for YouTube. So usually what I do is I go in with something like my Benefit Gimme Brow, something that's a tinted brow gel. I do also, ABH makes really nice ones as well. I usually go in with these guys to do my brows, and I just run it quick through my brows to get them into place, and then I just kind of build them up on my tails a little bit more, since the tail end of my eyebrows suck. But yeah, this is typically a go-to for me. The other thing that I'm very into, if you guys want to see a go-to summer tutorial, tell me down below. I could do one. I tend to go with waterproof mascaras, and I feel like the drugstore ones are just as great as anything, especially when it comes to waterproof. These are two of my favorite. This one's been in a few different videos. This is the CoverGirl Clump Crusher Water Resistant. This guy's got a really nice tiny wand, works really well for lower lashes as well as top. And then if you need something that's got a little more volume to it, the CoverGirl Full Lash Bloom has got a bigger brush. It's a lot more volumizing. It's a little bit spikier of a brush, but these work really well for me for waterproof. I mean, obviously don't get your eyes wet and then go like this all over your eyes. It's gonna move. But you know, in general. I also tend to go for lip glosses in the summer. I'm wearing a liquid lipstick today, but I'm filming multiple videos today, so it's just how it's going. But yeah, you know, in the summer I tend to go glosses or lip balms, tinted lip balms, things like that. So I've got a couple of lip glosses here. These are all just kind of nude glosses that are kind of go-tos of mine. This one's limited edition, but if you did pick it up, this is the Dose of Colors Desi and Katie lip gloss in Over the Top. This is gorgeous. Dose of Colors does have some new lip glosses out, and some of them are really comparable to this, so check those out. I've also got the staple lip gloss of YouTube, the Buxom White Russian lip gloss. I also have the ColourPop glossy lip in Fairy Floss, another favorite. If you want a lip gloss that's got a little bit more opacity to it, opacity, that's more opaque, I would recommend going with the Lorac ones. Actually, I really love the Lorac lip glosses. They're a little bit fuller coverage. Same with the ABH ones, but those are a little higher up there than the Lorac glosses. But the ABH ones are really pigmented too. Summer for me tends to scream colorful eyeshadow. I'm not wearing colorful eyeshadow today, but these are two great colorful palettes depending on how crazy of a color you want to get. Obviously, Juvia's place is very well known for colorful palettes. This is the Zulu palette. This guy is intense bright pigment colors, so if you're an expert with colorful eyeshadows, this is a great one to go with. The pan sizes are so generous on the Juvia's Place products. And then I also have here the Sigma Creme de Couture palette, which is a little bit more wearable just because there are some more neutral shades thrown in here to blend with those. These are both really great color options. There's tons of colorful palettes out there. ColourPop has, you can buy individual shadows, but colorful eyeshadow is always a summer must-have for me, as well as in general, the ColourPop Super Shock shadows are always a go-to for me in the summer because the cream product looks so beautiful as a light wash all over your lids in the summer. I did recently do an entire video dedicated to my top 20 ColourPop shades. I will list that right up here for you guys to go and check it out because they are amazing. I love those shadows. Speaking of ColourPop, these guys tend to be a staple for me in the summer. I know I went through a phase back in, January of doing this, but taking a beauty blender and doing some light highlighting on top of those tinted moisturizers is amazing. Just gives that nice, subtle, shiny but not sweaty look. And then I usually tend to set my whole face with just a very lightweight powder. This is one of the drugstore ones that I reach for in the summer. This one is the Maybelline Fit Me Matte+Poreless. This one happens to be the translucent one, but you can also buy tinted ones as well to wear. I used to wear the one in 120 Classic Ivory all the freaking time. So that is everything. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to hit the subscribe button down below and the notification bell so you don't miss any future videos of mine. Right now, I believe my giveaway for 500 subscribers is going on, so I will link that video up here for you so that way you don't miss that and miss your chance to enter for a chance to win one of 5 prizes. Everything's explained in that video. Go watch it. Make sure to leave me your questions, comments, concerns down below. And also down below, tell me your favorite thing to do during the summer. Whether it's going on a vacation that you always do, a lake house, things like that. Tell me down below what your favorite thing to do in the summer is. I like to go golfing. I golf in the summer, sometimes with my sister, sometimes with my family, but I like to go golf. Yeah, that is everything. I will see you guys in the next video.